Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Spartan Pulse. I'm Taylor Myers, and thank you everyone who has been watching thus far. Terrence, how are you doing today?
I'm good. It's nice outside, nice weather. I'm looking forward to finals and ready to end up on my semester. How are you? How are you doing, Taylor?
I'm doing pretty good. I had my last clinical ever last week, so I'm officially done with BSN clinicals. And if I ever want to go back, then there's going to be more. But for now, I'm done with them, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Yes, exciting times. We can never forget about the last clinical of your nursing career. I mean, not your nursing career, your nursing education. So I'm excited for you. Today, we're going to be talking about DNP, Family Nurse Practitioner, here at MSU College of Nursing. Joining us today is Mohamad, a nursing student here in the FNP program. Mohamad, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well, Terrence. Like you said, it's a nice day outside. End of the semester, can't wait. And just a little bit about me. I started the program in 2019. I'm in my second year of a 3.5 year uh, DNP FNP program, and so far it's been really great.
That's awesome. I know for me, I don't know a whole lot about the DMB program, so I'm excited to kind of hear what you have to say and learn a little bit more. Why don't you just kind of like tell us like where you started like in nursing and like what you did prior to coming to grad school?
All right, well, I graduated with my BSN from University of Detroit Mercy, and I worked for about 4 years in orthopedic trauma. And I also did a bunch of things because as a nurse, you want to gauge your options. So I did home care. I did some courses for some companies to teach patients about medications and how to take them. If there was something available, I did it just because I wanted to see what I liked before I decided what I wanted to do for the rest of my career.
I think that is amazing. You get variety of options about as an RN and how different specialties we can go into nursing. I really respect that. I just wanted to go more into depth about your experience in the DNP program. If you can talk about the difference between like DNP or the MSN and what would DNP look like, and like explain like the daily typical day of it.
Yeah, so I believe the main difference between a DNP and MSM program is the DNP program goes really into the professional and advocacy aspect of being a family nurse practitioner or just a nurse with a graduate degree. And MSN focuses mainly like the clinical aspect, like this is pharmacology, this is your first acute care rotation. You're going to get through all this stuff in 2 years, and you're gonna have your master's and you're gonna start working. Versus DNP takes you just a little bit step further, kind of teaches you about getting more involved, advocating for your field, advocating for your patients, um, making it seem as though you're part of like a bigger collective. Versus MSN is just mainly like, um, like materials for your career and what you're going to be doing for work.
So it kind of sounds like the MSN route is more just the clinical knowledge of it, whereas the DMP is kind of like clinical knowledge and like more applying it. Is that kind of on the right track?
Yeah, it definitely teaches you more about nursing as a whole versus just you're going to rotations, essentially.
Fair enough. So then why, like, what made you go back for your DNP and like why do you want to become a family nurse practitioner as opposed to like other kinds?
Yeah, when I was doing home care, I realized that I really love community nursing. I just adore it. I mean, you get to spend more time with patients. Everybody's so friendly. When I would do home care and go to somebody's house, it's usually like an old lady, and I'm changing her, dressing on her wounds, and she's just so nice and very appreciative. And that kind of just made me think like, you know what? I belong out here. I do not belong in a hospital. And that's kind of what really spurred me wanting to get my doctorate. There's a bunch of underserved communities in Michigan, and having your doctorate, being there for them, learning about how you can be there for them is really important. And, it only takes one person to make a difference. And I'm hoping to be that somebody to kind of like start practicing in the Metro Detroit area and making a difference for those people.
I definitely commend you for everything you do with that. Personally coming from an underserved community, and we need people, family nurse practitioners out in the community more to help decrease some of these health disparities and equity and make resources more available for underserved communities. So I really commend you for that. I just wanted to ask you, what made you come to Michigan State, and what is your favorite memory while being here?
Um, at Michigan State, it's been quite a ride, just kind of getting used to the campus. I remember my first week, I went out on the weekend with my friends, walking downtown, just seeing everybody out. It's such a nice vibe. Um, and it's why I picked it, honestly. I remember visiting up here in undergrad, and I was never really a big partier, but I would go to these little house parties sometimes, and it would be so chill and nice. And honestly, everybody up here is just nice. I mean, I was deciding between MSU and U of M, and that kind of, when I visited Ann Arbor, I did not like it. But up here, it just has like a nice, homey feeling, and everybody's so nice, and I just love it.
Well, that is one thing. MSU welcomes everybody. I guess my last thing I really wanted to know was like, so what does like the courses look like for DNP? Like, do you take like one or two classes a semester, or is it like all your classes at the beginning and then clinical the rest of it, or like how does that like look?
So you start off by taking pathophysiology, just like you do in undergrad. Then your physical assessment, and all these general courses. And then when you get to get to your next year, first semester, that's when you start taking like acute care, and then maybe an advocacy course with it. So it's not too heavy. And that's when you start your rotations as well. And then second semester, it's more about family health promotion. So basically, um, like, how do you track people's health throughout their life, and what kind of screenings and immunizations do you need? And then for the rest of it, you work on your doctorate project and chronic care, so managing complex diseases. So it it's different in the sense that in the DNP program, it gets more busy as you go through the program versus like undergrad, starts getting less and less busy as you get through.
I think that kind of sums up everything. I appreciate all the answers that you gave me. And you also have the privilege to be in my graduate assistance in undergrad. So I really appreciate you being here and helping me navigate through those spaces as well.
Hmm.
So I thank you for being here.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Awesome meeting you, and thanks for asking my or answering my questions because now I know a little bit more.
Yeah, you got it. Anytime.
If you're interested in learning more about the DNP program here at MSU, you can learn more by going to the College of Nursing's website.
Lastly, MSU is administering a COVID vaccine to the students with appointments at the student-only vaccine clinic. If you're not in the MSU area but live in the state of Michigan, everyone above the age of 16 is available to receive the COVID vaccine. Learn more about how to sign up for appointments below.
Thank you everyone for watching, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Finals are coming up, so we wish you the best of luck. You got this. I'm Taylor Myers.
And I'm Terrence Lindsay. And this has been Spartan Pulse. Have a great week, everybody.